All right, you all, I just want to welcome you to this IWiP Convo. Today's conversation is called What a Moment, and all we'll be talking about is big moments in our life when something either good or bad happened and how it impacted us. And not only how it impacted us, but how it led us to either be closer to Jesus or how it didn't. So we're just going to kind of go around and talk about that. But first, I'll have you all introduce yourselves. So go for it.
Okay, I'll
Hi.
go.
Oh, go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Melody Evans. I live in Chicago now. I used to live in Lexington about a year ago. Man, it's been a little minute, but I'm really happy Diana invited me to this. I'm excited about it.
Oh, hey, I'm Jessica. I live in Lexington, Kentucky, and I think that's all I need to say.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Choma, N-O-C-K. I'm Diana's sister, and we both live here in Lexington, Kentucky.
Scott, are you with us? All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. So the reason that I even chose this topic for the conversation today is because I was recently in a crazy, crazy accident, and I think everybody here knows. I was on my way to work I guess it was 2 weeks ago now, and basically my car caught on fire. And so I'm driving on the interstate, and I didn't really even notice it. But this guy was honking at me. He was trying to get my attention to let me know that he could see fire underneath my car. And I look in my side view mirrors, and I see smoke everywhere. And of course, at this point, I'm panicked. So I try to start pulling over, but the car really won't come to a complete stop at this point because since there was fire underneath the car, it was burning my brakes. And, I have to jump out of the car as it's rolling off to the side, and I'm out of the car and it's completely in flames. So I'm like freaked out at this point. Like I've never experienced anything like that. Like I've never seen anything like that. Like the windows started busting out of the car, the tires are popping. I mean, there's fire everywhere. And so that was pretty much the most traumatic thing that's happened to me to date. And like the impact it's had on me, I think, is different than I expected it would be. I expected it would be um, something that caused me to have some type of make me scared of driving or make me scared of just life in general. But instead, it's really kind of had an opposite impact on me. It's pushed me closer to Jesus. It's made me know how mindful of me he is in my everyday life. It's just changed my life in a lot of ways. Of course, it was scary, but the fact that I came away from a situation where the firefighters, everybody's like, oh, you're lucky, or you shouldn't have walked away from that. And I came out without any scratches, without any bruises, without any burns. So that being able to come away from that is just shows me just how caring God is. I always talk about God being my protector or my preserver, and to see Him literally come and protect me and keep me has just been amazing. So that's really just what caused me to want to call this IWiP Convo today, What a Moment. And so I just want you all to talk about good or bad moments that you've experienced where it either pushed you towards Jesus or away. So I'll let you all go ahead. Whoever wants to start first. And go.
Jess, what are you waiting for?
My bad, my bad. I was on mute. Sorry. I was waiting for someone to make me go. That's what I was waiting for. Um, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Um, well, I'm just trying to narrow down those experiences because I feel like there's so many. Um, I think recently, would have to be probably the death of, well, it was actually like last week, a couple of weeks, well, 2 weeks ago. My granddad had died, and I was rejoicing. He's older, he's made it to a very old age, and I was just rejoicing in that. And then the day after his funeral, one of my cousins that I'm the closest to got in a car accident and died like the very next day. And I'm just like it was hard for me to rejoice then. I was in a state of shock, like, I don't mind interceding for people, but like I literally had to rely on somebody to pray for me. Um and like even though I was really hurting through the situation, like I experienced God as my peace. I experienced him as a comforter, and I experienced his promises. So that would definitely be like one of the recent situations where like I fully had to rely on him and just see like his deity, his power, how great he is. Because even in those times, like I was able to see him and I was able to experience him. Was that the question? Sorry.
Yes, that was the question.
Okay, my bad.
That was the question. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Jess. Who's next?
Oh, this makes me happy. So I'll go next. Thanks, Jess and Diana. I guess for me, um, over the summer, I had like a really, really tough time with my internship. And like around here, being in business school, like that's why we're here. Like we're here to get jobs. Like everybody wants a job and everybody's going for the same positions. And I happened to get an internship with one of the, I would say, coveted firms, because it's a consulting firm and everybody knows that coming out you make like well over six figures, and so people are like, yeah, do it big, you know. And I had a tough time with the internship with a couple of my managers, and I didn't end up getting the position. So after you finish your internship with the consulting firms, they could either offer you a position or not. And so at the end of it, I was told that I didn't get the position, which means that this year or this quarter I have to come back and re-recruit for other jobs and all of that, which a lot of my classmates do. But upon coming back, you know, after being away from your classmates for a summer and all of that, everybody wants to talk about how was your summer and did you like it? And then you have to have that conversation of, that awkward conversation. You don't have to, but everybody wants to have that conversation about did you enjoy it? Did you get the job and stuff like that? And so I think I came back to school just a little like bitter, the way things turned out and how I felt I was handled, and really kind of going to a darker place, because to me not getting the job was rejection, and that is something I've always struggled with a lot. So I think that whole thing, I kept asking God, like, why would I go through this? Why did I come here? And I haven't gotten the position and all of that. And I think that at first, not that it drew me away from God, but I was having a hard time understanding what was happening and why I was going through this and why I was still dealing with this whole thing of rejection. But I think that um, the the situation became a blessing. Well, it was already a blessing because it wasn't something that I could see myself doing long term. Um, and so, regardless of how much it paid, I was just settling. And that's what I was prepared to do by nature of just where we are and what everybody wants to get into, just getting caught up in doing what everybody else is doing rather than what I know God has called me to do. So that situation has sparked a lot of introspection and reflection for me, to know that there are actually deeper issues that I'm dealing with. One of those definitely being rejection, going all the way back to my dad and all of that stuff. And I decided to start seeing a counselor about it. And I don't think had it not been for this situation, would I have been ready to go that route. And so that has been extremely, extremely interesting. The things that are coming out, this whole process of recruiting has been extremely interesting. But I am thankful that God closes doors before I get the chance to walk through them. Yeah, it hurts sometimes, but I'd rather Him close the door than me walk through it and go down some path that's not going to lead me to a place that's ultimately going to glorify Him. So that was a big thing for me, and that's a whole conversation that we could have for like hours about what is taking me through. But I'll just leave it right there for now.
Thanks, Nell. Thanks for sharing, lady. We appreciate that. All right, Chops, it's on you.
So you said what moment, whether good or bad? Okay.
Oops, you can't hear me. It can be good or bad. It could be a great thing that's happened to you that pushed you towards Jesus, or it can be something not so great. We could definitely go with positive if you want to.
Okay. I would say it's been a good thing. Last September, my boyfriend of a lot of years proposed to me, and that was a great thing. That's something I've been praying for, and I was kind of impatient for a few years, but that's something that I've been wanting and thinking that we're getting closer to. And of course, that was just a wonderful day, and I thank God for it. And I still thank God now as He's molding me and us. But I would say I didn't expect all that God would show me and put me through in this past year, just preparing me to be a wife and a better woman of God. I've dealt with quite a few things with my family, and I guess similarly to Mel, some of the things she said about just feeling like rejection from my dad. So I think, wow. So I think I would say that, yes, I've been praying to get married, and I've been wanting to get married, and I've been wanting to be engaged, but it's also showed some things that I need to work on in myself, and God has exposed some holes that I need to work on as far as forgiveness, and I've experienced some growing pains this last year. I think everyone thinks once that happens, once you're about to get engaged, your whole life becomes rosy and things just become better. I mean, some things have gotten better, but I've been praying and working towards becoming an elementary school teacher. In the spring, I had 3 or 4 interviews with some schools that I really desired or thought that, oh, they've called me for an interview. The school has a great reputation. I just know I'm going to get it. And I've gone in, met with the principals, had several interviews, and each time they would choose someone else as the better candidate. And I just never could understand why there would be a better candidate, because I was working hard. I thought I was doing what I had to do. So I went through like a period of unemployment for about 4 or 5 months where I applied for another job that I thought would be, or that I still think could be good experience for what I want to do. But I guess through that, God has just shown me a lot of stuff. He's shown me a lot of areas that I lack and a lot of areas that I'm strong in. But I would just say that this year has been really trying, just with me trying to figure out, and make peace with some things that I didn't realize were in me or that were bothering me about my life and my past. So I guess the good thing is that I am engaged, but since then some trials have really shown up, and I think that God is trying to sharpen me for something later. I think this is a learning process, and it's definitely bringing me closer to God, because I like to control things and micromanage things and make to-do lists and create timelines, and God has taken apart all of that. So just let me know that He is in control and that He has a plan for me. So that's fine.
Y'all are awesome. I so appreciate you all sharing, especially things that are emotional and things that you've had a hard time with, as far as just adjusting and even really understanding God's plan. Like, I have a hard time with embracing the sovereignty of God, like really truly understanding that He does all things well. And I think that's a general struggle. That is a general struggle when you have something that you want and you've wanted it for a long time, and it's not a bad thing. And you're like, come on, Jesus, like today, this has got to be it. Like, I need this, I need to get it now. And I think just understanding that God's timing is perfect because He is perfect is the struggle. So I so appreciate you all sharing and, talking about your struggles and how those moments have, just by the grace of God, brought you closer to God. Because a lot of times these situations push people away from God. People start to doubt, is there a God? Is there a God that would see me going through what I'm going through and allow it? And the fact that it's pushing you all closer to seek Him, to seek who He is, to really truly believe that His will is sovereign, that He is sovereign, that He has your best interest at heart, and that He is actually for you and never against you. To see you all pushing towards that and truly understanding that is a blessing to me. So I'm super, super grateful that you all shared this evening. Did y'all have any final thoughts or comments or anything you wanted to share?
I think Choma just said something like I think was like dead on about like, she's like, yes, she's engaged, but the thing she's going through is setting her up for something else. And so I think that we get, and I can just myself too, like really caught up in the thing and the situation and what is he trying to show me in the situation, whether it's your marriage or the job. Like it's not about the job. Like it's about Him using your life to glorify Himself. And whatever that thing is, however He's gonna use you, like this might be the way that he gets you to that other thing. And so I think that like I've been so focused on the job that I've been missing everything else. And so I think this has been used to get me there. Like real quick, I want to share something the counselor said to me the other day. So we were talking about, she was asking me like where this whole thing with rejection started, and I was like, oh crap, we about to do this? Like I don't know. So we kind of went back to my dad, and I ended up telling her that like, he just broke a lot of promises. So I don't even let people make me promises. I don't let them say the words, and all of that. And, we got back on the whole job thing, and I talked about how, there's a job opportunity that I want to get excited about, but I'm afraid to get excited about because I don't want to be rejected again. I just can't, I don't know if I can endure being rejected again, so I don't even let myself get excited about it. And she said to me, so how does it feel to be working so hard not to be your father? And I was like, wait a minute, back up, And she was like, part of me wants to be so excited about this opportunity. She was like, but you're so afraid to make yourself a promise because you're afraid you can't keep it. And it just kind of blew me away that I would be working so hard within myself not to be him because I feel like I'm going to let myself down if I make myself a promise. You know what I mean? And thank God, like she's a believer. So I'm really, really thankful that she's there. But like to I could have never gotten that level of insight on my own, or had this whole thing not happen. And these are deep places that I understand that I'm going for my emotional health, for my spiritual health, which is greater than the job, which is bigger than this situation, which is bigger than Kellogg, bigger than business school. It's bigger than things I can't even imagine yet, but it's important for my growth. It's important for whatever ministry God is going to get me to. So, I mean, just stuff like that is like, I wouldn't even be going this deep had these things not occurred. So
Right.
I just challenge us all to like keep the big picture in mind, that it's not about the situation at hand. Like, he's just preparing us for something greater, and I think that will be helpful. Whether it's a good thing or a good moment or a bad moment, it will be helpful in helping you persevere through it.
Right. I think it's easy to pinpoint that thing that we want to accomplish, or what make us feel like, oh, this is going to make me a better me, when every single time I've been in that situation, it's like there was always something else that I've learned from it. Like, it it wasn't just, let's say, getting the job. No,
Mhm.
God showed me, no, I want to use you in ministering to people or being there for people. And I'm like, what? Hold up, I didn't sign to do that. Where they do that at? Because I don't want to. But like, it's just awesome how strategic he is in placing you with the people he places you with, the places, like, I don't know. I don't know.
That's good.
Lord, you are awesome.
What? I
Oh.
love it. I love it. I don't know what Mel said was really good. That you're trying so hard not to be your father. I just think I don't know what to say about it, but it's really good.
Girl, it done had
That's
me messed up for a couple days, so.
I don't yeah, that's it's really
I went to a person that I talked to, a therapist too, and the issue I deal with is failure, which to me
good.
is like rejection too. But he was like, you're sabotaging yourself on purpose. So I was like, why would I do that? No, I'm not. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, when I say
Wow.
this and when I do that, oh, is that what you mean? I wouldn't say that's sabotage, but like, it really is. Like that place that we want to be is the very thing that, I don't know. I don't know what I want to say, but it's there.
I think
It's
I know
just
what
like I want it so bad, but at the same time, I'm kind of scared to,
Yes.
like, be successful, or not open myself up, so I, if I get rejected, if I don't get rejected, whatever. But just to get to that place where you're like, okay, whatever happens, I'm fine with, because I'm confident in who God made me.
Yeah.
I'm done talking now.
I guess for me, mine would just be like that. I mean, I think I have really high expectations of success for myself just from what my parents have instilled in me and what I see around me. But I don't know. I think I have to I have to realize that the world's definition of success is not what I should be looking for, or what I should be trying to attain. 'Cause that's just too much pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's what I struggle with. And so failure and rejection are two things that I struggle with, and they are almost the same thing.
hmm Because we think that we link them together, right? Like if we think we've been rejected,
Mhm.
if we believe we have been rejected, it's because we believe that we failed,
Mhm.
or that in some way we're not good enough, which
Mhm.
to us signifies failure. But first of all, you know, that rejection isn't necessarily rejection, and it doesn't necessarily signify a failure. Um, when God closes a door, it's not necessarily because you failed to do something. It's because He loves you. He loves you. He doesn't want you to go the wrong way. And I struggle with that often, definitely. But I think that we make that connection between rejection and failure. And I think that's something we actually got to get away from. Like, because you didn't get the job, or because this or that didn't work out, doesn't mean that you failed.
Oh, I love y'all. I am. My sister's coming over here. I don't know what's going on with her mic.
It didn't work. Sorry.
Here.
Hey.
Hold it out.
Okay. Well, guys, my computer failed me, and yeah, but y'all have been awesome. I really, really appreciate the conversation today. Y'all have been great, and I thank you all for sharing and just being so personal and honest and candid. We lost a couple girls in the conversation. So shout out to Hasia and Sky, the lost homies in the conversation today. I don't know what happened. But I'm a lost homie kind of right now because I'm really not on there either. But I love y'all so much, and I'm so glad that y'all joined me today. We're gonna go ahead and end it unless y'all have any final words, because Scandal comes on soon. Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
it does, and I totally think that this should end before Scandal for y'all. I'm an hour different, so I'm gonna catch it anyway. But I do want to say this: I haven't performed like a spoken word in like over a year. It's been crazy. But I was asked to do a piece tomorrow, so like if y'all could just be in prayer for me, I think I'm gonna end up doing The Pursuit. That's the one, everybody knows, quote, wrote, end quote, end quote. No.
I want to put on the spot.
Not because I'm serious.
Because I got homework to do.
But I'll be praying. Pursuit is the poem, though. You got that down. I'm praying.
Yeah. So I, just pray that God, every time I do that poem, He makes it new in some way. So I just haven't been up there or doing any of this.
Girl, and you shout on yourself
year.
every time.
So y'all just be in prayer, please.
Definitely.
You sure will.
Thank you.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, girl.
My birthday.
Yeah, I'm done with everybody on here. All right, well, I love y'all. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.